Come here. Come closer. Listen, everyone. I have something to share with you on Wednesday Night Whisper. It's a nice little secret that you wouldn't want to miss. And tonight I have a guest. Her name is Melissa Newton, and she has a story of resilience to discuss. So I can no longer whisper to you. Please welcome my guest, Melissa Newton. Hello, dear.
Hello there. How
How
you doing?
are you?
I'm good. I'm well, and yourself?
I am so excited to have this beautiful queen with me. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
oh no, don't make me blush.
Listen, this has been a long time coming. You know, you're a hard woman to catch up with. So I'm excited. Okay. So let you blush and let me be excited. Okay.
For
Thank
you,
you very
I
much.
will find time. I found the time for you.
I'm so excited. And you know what? And it just goes back to having those great friends and people who have something to share with others. So I welcome you and I'm excited to get started. So let's get started just by telling a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, as you know, you said already, my name is Melissa Newton.
Hmm.
Uh, I was born and raised in Fort Pierce, Florida, primarily all my life.
Okay.
I went off to the great university, but at the time, Bethune-Cookman College after high school. I am a wildcat. I just have to make sure I say that, just for
Uh,
you, the love I have for you. Um,
okay.
but no, growing up in Fort Pierce, backing it up for a minute, Fort Pierce wasn't like Fort Pierce is now. It was quite
Okay.
different. We only had 2 high schools.
Okay.
Then, of course, Lincoln Park opened up as a high school, but I am a Cobra Fort Pierce Central class of 1988.
Okay.
A grateful wife. Fast forward, I am a mother. I have a Brady Bunch group of bonus loved ones that
Yeah.
take up a lot of my time. Family is very
Yes.
important to me. And
Okay.
so, um, that's the personal side of me that I adore. So,
Okay. And
yes.
many others adore that side of you as well. So let make it no secret. We adore you, Miss Hamilton. Oh, sorry. That's gonna slip. So I'm gonna stop with the last names and I'm gonna go straight Melissa. Okay, since I know
Please
you, I'm
do
gonna go
that.
straight Melissa. Okay. And Mr. Newton, if you are watching, please do not hurt me. This girl, it's just been a moment. Okay. It's been a moment. All right, sir. So Mr. Newton, you have nothing to be worried about, sweetie. You handsome, okay? But let's get back to the
I
interview.
am so tickled. You oh my God,
You
I can't
handsome,
stop
okay?
laughing. Yes, ma'am. Okay,
It's all right. Listen, this is why you're here because I know you, and it's about fun, but it's also about telling a story. You do know that, right?
I do, and I
And
thank
you
you.
have so many and guys, I just for the viewers out there were so many angles we could go from, and I let her choose, and because everybody has a story to tell, and this is her story. Whatever she wants to talk about, it's hers. She owns it. So I just want to start by asking you, um you have so many experiences, which one holds or which ones holds the most space in your memory?
Well, my story, my journey, definitely when you called me, and we had a very great conversation
We
and
did.
talked about the past of knowing each other and how we became connected and
Mhm.
similarities in the professional world.
Yes.
Um, the angle that I chose to take for this conversation we're having is
Mhm.
um, based on my bio. You probably, I don't know if they know my bio or if they saw it, but I've
They'll get a chance to read it afterwards, okay?
been through a few things. Okay,
Yes.
a few things, and part of what I wanted to convey tonight is now that we are post COVID and not dwelling on COVID, but because
Mhm.
life happens, it happened before COVID.
Right.
Um, a lot of people are dealing with pain right now.
Mhm.
A lot of people are dealing with trauma and, of course, tragedies in their
Right.
life.
Right.
It doesn't have a degree on you. It people when you're going through tragedy and trauma in your life, people are not necessarily concerned with if you have a doctorate, if you have all this experience, if you have this nice job or this car or this big house, because, you're dealing with tragedy. You're dealing
Mhm.
with trauma in your life.
Mhm.
And I have, yes, been able to work with a group of women over the years. I've been able to meet phenomenal women
Mhm.
and men that life happened to them,
Right.
including, their work and their personal life. But
Mhm.
they didn't have the tools necessarily to get through it.
Right.
They didn't know necessarily how and what and where to go for help. And so part of my journey, my story, and my plan and my purpose now is to really help others see that they can be triumphant through the trauma.
Right.
They can have triumph after trauma.
Okay.
Um, Part of the experience that I will tell you, that I can say was very traumatic is when I lost my parents to a
Yes.
house fire in 2013.
Yes.
My mother, succumbed to the house fire the evening of the house fire, and my father actually passed 45 days later. At the time, I was a principal,
Yeah.
in a very high profiled community school,
Yeah.
say the least. My professional and my personal life was quite known in
Mhm.
the community, um, and people tended to think they knew my life, but they
Right.
really didn't.
Right.
So that traumatic experience, out of quite a few that I could tell you tonight, that one
Yes, ma'am.
alone was
Right.
the most profound experience because it altered my life.
Mhm.
Losing my parents,
Yes.
seeing my kids suffer through, losing their grandparents who were like parents to them because I was a
Mhm.
very busy woman and
Yes.
their father was
Yes.
very busy as well.
Uh-huh.
It shook us. It shook
Okay.
us on
Yes,
top of
ma'am.
a lot of things.
Yes.
Um,
And I do remember that because like I said, Miss Newton, it has been how many years I've known you since I've been in St. Lucie County, 25.
right.
So when 2013 happened, everything, I was there. I was watching in the backgrounds. And sometimes you don't know what to say, even when it's a friend.
Yeah.
So what most people do, they either fly or they wait in the wings. And I waited in the wings. So
And that's how we're on this call tonight because you were one that I can say did not run
yeah,
away from me. That you would never know who would be in your space
right.
after the situation. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes life will throw you a hard ball and you'll never know who will be there to help you catch it. And I can tell you this, you've been very consistent with being, we may not talk every day. We may not even
Those are friends.
see each other in months, in
Hmm.
years, but one thing I can say is that you did not turn your back. You waited. And sometimes that's all that a person needs is a person that's willing to wait and be there and not run. And I thank you for that. I thank you that you didn't see my life circumstances as I can't deal with her or she's, you know, I don't want to go near her or her
Listen,
circumstance. I'm being real tonight.
and you know, the good thing about it, or the bad thing I'm going to say, is this not my story. This is yours. I just wanted to say to
I,
you in that moment is that I know how people will fly. Okay? I
I
do know how people will fly.
yes.
And nobody's perfect in this world.
No.
And if anybody's walking around thinking that they are perfect, please hang up now and go pinch yourself, go do something because you are not perfect. And so I want you to go back to your story because it is one that anybody's watching, or if you see this later, you just need to know that there is hope. And this lady has hope. Keep going. Keep
So
going.
yes, the hope took me through, okay?
Mhm.
Took me through, depression, took
Oh,
me through, being totally in a dark room in a fetal
mm,
position, not knowing that one day I would see the sunlight again. And it didn't matter what school, what degrees I had, what certifications. It didn't matter what I was capable of doing. I lost a part of my being when my
okay,
parents when I lost my parents.
okay.
Through that, I also went through other loss in my life, personally. So it was one rock thrown after another.
Mhm.
And, those stones were quite hard, and they
Yeah,
were heavy, and they hurt. They
yeah.
hurt a lot, but I could not give up because I had, at the time, 2 children that
Mhm.
expected me to show up every day.
Yes.
I had to find a way. I had to find a way to be even if I couldn't, I had to if I couldn't even find the
Mhm.
steps to take on Monday, I had to work my way through to find the steps on Wednesday to take.
Okay.
And so that allowed me to understand that, I am coping here.
Okay.
I just don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
And it is a higher being than me. So my spiritual life really became stronger. I joined a very loving church of
Okay.
people. I was able to be embraced by positive people, praying people. Um,
Mhm.
no matter what, I was not
Okay.
judged by
Okay.
this group. So the hope came because I chose to be
Okay.
the hope. I
Right.
chose. I had to put some faith in action with
Mhm.
my next steps because I
Okay.
didn't know my next steps some days.
Well, with that being said, uh, trauma, parents losing your parents naturally is is a huge feat in itself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But in this situation of yours and then other situations in your life, do you regularly relive or re-experience any of these in your mind or in the forefront?
Absolutely. I have gone through many years since 2013 in a cycle of grief.
Mhm.
I have experienced highs and lows. I've experienced good days, bad days,
Absolutely.
light days, and dark days. And I started to hear the voice of your story is going to be used.
Yes.
Your story will help others.
Okay.
You have purpose.
Okay.
Your purpose will help others
Okay.
come through pain.
Okay.
And so every time I relive a moment, whether it was a professional moment or a personal
Okay.
moment, I had
Okay.
to be able to remember that voice, God's voice. I'm not
Okay.
gonna sugarcoat it. It wasn't necessarily even a male. I'm not putting a gender on that voice. Some days
Right. Right.
it was my mother. My mother would speak to me
Okay.
in my heart and remind me
Okay.
I am that girl that she knew could handle this, that I am the daughter that she knew absolutely would get through this, that I'm not alone, and that I needed to um, figure out the woman that I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for me to not depend on people.
Right.
It was time for me to depend on my spiritual
Yes,
strength.
ma'am.
So that's what I did. And
Okay.
I took some turns in my journey of thinking that I had to be something for others.
And listen, there are people coming already that they are crying already. So, honey, if you have your tissue, you go ahead and you pull it out because it's okay. This is why I have these these shows because I know that there's somebody else out there who will have the same
Mm,
experience or need to hear from somebody who has just had an experience. So
mhm,
you go ahead, let the tears flow. I don't care what you do, baby. Okay? Well,
absolutely.
it is your time, Miss Newton. It's your time. Okay? So
Oh,
let it flow. I see others already saying they crying with you. So go ahead. I'm trying to hold it back. But
oh,
you keep talking.
absolutely, and I hope that, tonight, the person that's on or will hear this video 5 months from now will be
Yes.
inspired to know that they are resilient, even
Mm-hmm.
if they don't think they are, that they do have to put some things in place. I had
Mm-hmm.
to strategize. I did. And, you know, I must tell you that I never saw my second chapter coming with being obviously married again. Through that time frame, I did get divorced and
Okay.
life changed. I won't deny that there were many things that changed in my life. And
Okay.
um, after getting married to someone that I knew from high school 31 years later that I had never ever spoken to for
Hey,
31 years.
hi,
Uh,
Mr. Handsome. Okay. Okay. Hi. How you doing?
I know, right?
How
Uh,
you doing?
he's one of those people that kept it real with me and told me, "Look, I'm gonna let you get through this, but there are times that you have to put a chip on your shoulder and you have to remember who you are."
All right.
And I knew that though. I knew that, but sometimes you just have to be reminded by the people that love you and
Right.
the people that are in your life that you can be triumphant through the trauma. You
Okay.
can you can celebrate
Right.
the little moments, even if
Mm-hmm.
you don't think that they are big and significant.
Yeah.
Um, so I remember a lot. I journal. I have written
Good.
many stories that I have yet to publish.
Now,
Um,
haven't you published one book already?
I did. I did
Okay.
publish a book. I was a co-author in a collaboration of other authors that had dealt with mental health issues at one
Okay.
time, professional people, professional women. That it's not that easy was the title. Had to put quick,
Okay.
but it wasn't easy. Just
Mm-hmm.
full circle to your question of
Okay.
remembering moments. To tell you that I don't remember moments would indicate that I'm not human. I don't allow the moments to put me in a fetal position anymore. Let's just
Okay.
say that. I actually use those moments now to help me help others.
Okay.
And hi there. I see someone saying hi. Uh, I can't deny that to not have my parents here on this planet to see me right now on this side of the earth
Right.
happy like
Right.
wanted me to. My mother
Right.
actually was very disgruntled with how hard I worked. She felt I didn't have time for me. I didn't have time for family. I didn't have time to go out to dinner with her. Um,
Okay.
my priorities were different.
Okay.
I learned a lot,
Mhm.
and it sometimes took me hearing mom's voice rather than being able to sit in front of her to say, "Mom, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it that those moments are precious.
Yeah. Yep.
Spending time with your family
Yes.
does not there is no professional job on this planet, or don't get me wrong, for those that are in high profile positions, find balance in your world. Do not
Mhm.
forsake a moment,
Right.
your family, and what is important. Because at the
Mhm.
end of the day, when they're gone, you may or may not have those people in your life. You may or may not want that job anymore because
Right.
you're going to learn what is important to you.
Okay.
So that's why when we talked and you said, Miss Newton, you always on the go. I do not allow one opportunity to get past me when it
Okay.
comes to enjoying what I want to do. I live
Okay.
every second now to the
Okay.
fullest, and
Okay.
I make it happen because there were times that I felt like I couldn't. I had to show up for other people and not show up for myself.
Right. So, Veronica is really engaged. I know she's a friend or she's a coworker or something of yours, but she's really engaged, and I really appreciate her
Yes.
commentary because I know out there are certain people or situations or places that that you need or should you avoid.
Listen,
Hey, this is
I
your
wrote
time.
this down. I wrote this question down because let
Be,
me tell you,
be candid or just let it fly. Whatever you want to do, let it fly. This
I
is your story to tell.
there are certain places that I choose not to go
Okay.
because my energy is everything.
Okay.
I have this mindset now that if it does not serve me in a positive way, if I can't be able to, my mom, once again, used to say, if you're the smartest person in the room or among your group, then
Yes.
you have the wrong group of people. But you also have to be mindful of who those people are that you are
Okay.
around, even if they are leveling up or
Yeah.
if they are at a higher level. Make sure that they're not with an agenda for you being in their presence because
So I need you to say that again. What Mama said. Okay.
Mama said,
Mama said, if
Mama
you,
said,
Mama
"Ooh,
said,
if you are the smartest person in your circle,
okay.
you need to get a new circle."
Ooh, y'all hear that one? So I know, and you do know there are a lot of people who try to be the smartest person in their circle to lift themselves up.
Exactly. Why are you in that circle? Why are you in that situation? Why are you around those people? Do they honestly serve you good? Are they watering your soul?
Mhm.
Are they building? Simple as this. Are they willing to reach down or reach behind them and say, you know
Okay.
what, sis, I'm going to be transparent with you. Sis, I need to tell you something. Or my
Okay.
brother, that ain't good for you.
Right.
Or, "You know what? You need to shake that off. You need to get it
Okay.
off you.
Okay.
You don't need to go to that place. You don't need to
Uh,
do that thing." And so I found out in my life journey
right.
that oh boy, that feedback is crucial,
Okay.
even with the personal people in your life. It's how you give that feedback. So when I tell you, yes, I avoid negative environments, I will suit up, get my gear, and leave in a heartbeat.
Really?
I do not. My energy is everything now. It used to be a time that I thought I had to be in a certain place because I needed people to think that I want to be around this and I could hang. I could hang right on my couch and have the time of my life and watch the best movie and feel like that I was at the movies.
Okay, so behind that domesticated diva, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell people. I like a clean house because I like to be in the house.
Exactly. It's your sanctuary.
So,
It
yeah,
really is your space.
yeah,
So put yourself in that mindset to understand, and that's why I wrote this down, that it affects your attitude.
okay.
Negative consequences comes from
Mhm,
being in negative situations. It
mhm.
drains your energy. It
Speak
damages
it.
it damages your credibility.
Oh, speak it. Keep going. Keep going.
Life is too short.
Mhm.
You will be among the drama, even if you don't give it, but you could be among it.
Yes. Yes.
And simple as this, you can't grow in negative situations. So I am saying this, that I do avoid certain people, I avoid certain situations and places
Wow. Okay.
because my energy is everything.
Wow. Okay. Y'all heard that one. I'm gonna recap that. She avoids certain people, situations, and places because her energy is everything. That is one to bite and swallow. Okay. It really is because I think I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that one because I will stay in a situation just to ride it out, to not look what I consider weak. And your story is one of strength and one of the most strong and powerful, majestic things on this planet is a tiger. So that he's back there for a reason. Okay, he back there for a reason. All right, he ain't back there
Yeah.
because I just and I do like tigers. But whenever I need to talk about strength, and
Yes.
I'm a Leo, I
Okay.
still talk about that tiger. Okay.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and so you, eye of the tiger, sweetie. A tiger is strength, and you are showing how resilient you have become, or you were, due to all the situations that happened around you. Now, here's the question I have for you, and be honest, be honest, be honest, be honest. Do you blame yourself for anything?
I do, because there were times that I did question the shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Okay.
Okay. Going back to the avoiding people, there were times I was with people I knew were not good for me,
Mm,
situations that were not good for me.
okay.
Go through cycles of understanding that blame is very humanistic. It is going to happen. There are going to be times that you're going to have regret. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to have prideful moments, even when you don't think you are.
Okay.
You are going to have a natural human experience of
Mm-hmm.
a cycle of blame. It could be, and not necessarily in a deep. I blamed, yes, I blamed myself, I blamed others,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to realize, you know what? I can't blame somebody for what I allowed them to do.
Okay. Did y'all hear that? Say that one more time.
I can't blame somebody for what I allowed them to do.
Awesome.
And that's a part of growth. That's a part of growth. It's a part of my triumph because
Okay.
I could not be here sugarcoating it right now because there are days that I do get low.
Okay.
There are days that I will have to go into the room. I need to meditate. I need to put on some good music.
Okay.
I need to get on my bike
Okay.
to ride the waves,
Okay.
to find that moment of getting back. That's that tool that I use with my resilience power. Resilience is my superpower. I found that out
Okay.
because I did the work. I did some
Right.
work on me.
Okay. Okay.
I had to realize that my cognitive side went through some mental shakeup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, I saw a therapist. I'm not here to hide anything. I needed healing.
Right.
And I had to find out that it didn't matter how many degrees I had. I'm a counselor
Right.
by heart. So there
Right.
were times that I thought I could counsel myself. I found out there
No,
God,
ma'am. Sorry.
God, my universe, my spiritual freedom made me absolutely apparent that I was not able to do this on my own. However, I had to put the work into it. I had
Okay.
to make a decision. All of this
Yes.
comes back to a decision. Do I
Yes.
feel defeated? Do I stay in the blame game? Do I stay prideful? Do I walk with my head held down because I'm not that principal anymore? And I don't mean to be ugly. I'm glad. I can tell you right now that there was a blessing in disguise 9 years ago.
Okay.
What I thought was a promotion for me. Ooh.
Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take a drink of water. Regroup, 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 regroup. Uh, regardless of what you think, I was there 9 years ago. I was there 25 years ago. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because, honey, everybody goes through something, and what we, while you're regrouping, what we have to realize is that the devil is always waiting in the wings, and he will find his chance to pounce. But it's not always who you think it is. It's not always who or what you think it is that's going to bring you down. So we have to just, when we get knocked down, we have to get back up and keep going. And this is not a bunch of cliches.
Mm-mm.
This is me living life through. I've had my tragedies, but this is not about me. This is about Miss Newton. And so, Miss Newton, I just needed you a moment to regroup because you still have story to tell. You still have story to tell.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, sis. I'm
You
good.
still you
I'm
still have
good.
story to tell.
I'm good.
Because one thing I know for sure, I saw you, and there were
Yeah.
some days I hurt for you.
Yes, ma'am.
There was days that I did. I asked around and said, "Y'all, have you seen her? Is she all right? Is she is? Has she talked to you? Has she? You know me, because there was a circle, and I did call that circle, and I
Yeah.
said, "Hey, y'all heard from them? Y'all heard? And if they say I did, they lying. They lying to you."
Right. Right.
And one thing I did not do is delete you from a phone, because I said I need to be able to know if she all right, because we all go through things. We all go through things.
We do. And honestly,
So
why I'm on this call with you because I knew that this was not through all of it. And like I go back to this, and I know you remind me this is my story, but you
yes,
you are one of the people on this journey. You were on this journey with me from a distance.
yep,
And I'm grateful because like I said, you kept my number in your phone and I kept your number in mine.
hmm
I did delete some people. Did delete some
I
people.
want to. I won't ask you who you deleted, but shh, shh. So with that being said, and I know you got misty when I asked you, did you blame yourself?
Yeah.
But do you have a hard time remembering certain parts of the experiences? Or have you totally blocked portions of it out of your mind? Or is it all still there and just comes back at different times?
All of the above. And I say that with all intention of understanding that parts of my healing, I had to learn to let go. I had to grow, okay?
Hmm.
In order to grow, I had to let go.
Okay.
I would not be in this marriage that I have now if I didn't learn to let go, okay? Um, a lot of that year
Hmm.
is locked away.
Okay.
The year of 2013. A lot of that time, I do have spots of what happened and when it happened and how it happened. Part of my therapy was um, cognitive behavioral therapy and also solution focused therapy.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it was very difficult for my therapist to work with me. Those are my um, those are my niches when it comes to even
Okay.
counseling the population I counsel. So I had to I had to own up to my PTSD with this.
Okay.
And I'm not putting a stamp on it. We all have some PTSD.
Oh, sure.
It's just a matter
Sure.
of how we have that level of it. Okay.
Hmm.
Whether it's um family, or if it's work related, if it's car accident or anything, any life experience could cause us to go through some form of traumatic stress.
Okay.
And I could teach a whole lesson on that, but I won't. But
Yeah.
realistically, I had to put some things away in order to grow. So I do remember those moments of the fire. I do remember that morning. I do remember going in and resigning from my principal's job. I do remember a lot of significant moments when it came to parenting my children through this. My daughter being at the time, thank God, a teenager just moving into her 10th grade year where a lot of things could have happened to her.
Right. Right.
There were days that I had to let them come in the house and cook and do whatever because I couldn't move. I was just in a tight fist shell about life. I was mad at God,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I questioned God about
Hmm.
why my parents, why my life. And
Hmm.
I want people to understand, because we were taught, don't question God.
Oh, yes.
Whether you were Baptist, Pentecostal, not knocking any denomination, but pluck the religious part of that out for a minute and go from a spiritual angle. God wants us to talk to God. We're supposed to talk to God. We're supposed to have conversation. We're supposed to tap into all parts of our body
Hmm.
that yearns for some form of feedback, or touch,
Okay.
or conversation. And that's the part of healing that sometimes we don't want to own up to needing, because we are so strong and our cape is on and we don't want to take our cape off. Well, honey, I had to take my cape off.
Mine's still off.
I did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
I had to realize that, yes, people would tell me I'm strong, but I would say,
Hmm.
"No, honey, I'm getting through this. I'm getting through
Yeah.
this. triumphant through this. I'm blowing my horn right now. You just can't see me blowing my horn. So yeah, I put some things away,
Okay.
and then I use some things to be able to move through some things.
Okay. And that's just humanistic about us. And I'm so glad you're saying this. And you're not even going into specifics, but I think there are people out there who can, and I mean, you are going into certain specific points, but who just listening to you understand that they have the right to heal in the way that they need to heal.
Mhm.
It's okay to let go of some things in the past, keep
Mhm.
some things in the past, block some things out, block some people out.
Mhm.
It's okay to do all of that. It's okay to retreat to your shell. It's okay to be mad at God because I'd have been mad a couple of times and only a couple of times. And
Mhm.
I have said, hey, man,
Mhm.
what's going on? Why me? And I think, and my mom not being here either, who was my go to for advice.
Mhm.
And she would say to me, and I'm not going to hijack your moments. Okay.
Oh,
I'm not going to hijack your moments.
conversation. I want you to do it, sis.
I'm not going to hijack your moments.
No,
But
mine.
she would say you can't be mad at God and you can never ask him why because he had this plan before you were born, so you just have to ask him what does he want you to do with it. And I when I got breast cancer, my mom said to me, she said, I didn't even say it. She said, you better not ask why. How you know what I was about to do? She said, because I know you. So
Yeah.
she said, you better ask him, what does he want you to do with it? And for a long time, you know what I thought? People didn't want to hear about this. I said, nobody want to hear about no darn cancer. I just lost a good friend to breast cancer. And not only that,
Yes.
next Thursday, June 30th, I'm having back surgery, major back surgery. Due
Mm,
to what?
mm,
Chemotherapy from breast cancer. So there are some people out there who need to hear whether I want to say it because I don't want to bore them, but they need to know the story because number one, I tell my own story because I don't want nobody else to tell my story and mess it up.
absolutely.
Oh, and my husband and my second oldest brother, Vincent Bird, always telling me, why are you always talking and telling people stuff? I said, because if I don't tell it, somebody else gonna tell it, and they gonna tell it the way they want to tell it, and they not probably gonna tell the truth. They're gonna put their own spin on it. So this girl gonna get out there and she gonna yell her story from the rooftop before somebody else has a chance to tell my story and tell it wrong or embellish it in ways that I don't want it embellished. So I do
Please
go and I
do.
and I speak probably before people even it has hit the ground that whatever's happening to me is happening because I don't want somebody else to get a hold of it and tell it wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly. And let me tell you this, it doesn't matter how many. It's not about the quantity, sis. It's about the quality that you will have that will receive your story. You are
mhm.
here to tell it. I want you to tell it. Not that I have to tell you. I want you to shout it because you are triumphant after the trauma. That's
There
and,
you go.
and we have to embrace each other for that. We have to. That it happens to the best of us, to all of us. All of us are unique in our own way, and I feel passionate about that. I've done a lot of work on that, and I've seen that we all have a story to tell.
Right.
It's who is going to learn from your story, who's going to be helped by your story, and who doesn't care about your story or says that oh you saying this and you talking too much. They ain't meant to hear your story.
Okay. Okay. And
Okay,
I'll tell you, you made me realize something. I don't advertise on my main Facebook page because I don't want people to say, "Oh, here she go again, here she go again." But you know what?
please.
I can't let that be the thing that stops me. I cannot.
Mm,
So you have here again helped someone who wasn't even looking for this. Okay. So,
no,
and
I
I have the the theory, the mindset that it's quality over quantity.
It's
and
quality.
just do it.
It's quality. It is. Do it. Do it. Do it. And I'm telling myself this while I'm telling you because I suppressed my story for many years because
You can't though.
I did co-author that book and I put a little bit in that book and it was like, oh, you talking too much about this. People don't want to hear it. People
They
don't want
do.
to know. But you know what?
This
And
world is bigger than Fort Pierce.
it
This
is
world is bigger
bigger.
than Fort Pierce, and I have nothing. Honey, I know many of great people in Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie. Trust me, I miss St. Lucie County. I love y'all. My
There
husband's like,
are
well, you can move back there. I was like, hey, watch out.
well, yeah, I
Watch
understand
out.
your husband. I'm try yeah, I
But
there's a bigger world, though. There is a bigger
it
world.
is a bigger world. And it might not be somebody on this side of the world that you reach. It might be somebody way on the other side of the world that you reach, and you just got to tell your story. So that's why I'm going to ask you, who helps you or who helped you through all of this?
Um, and I just wanna give kudos. I see real quick before I answer that, someone in the, reply
Chat.
on in the chat, yes,
I
says,
know who she is.
"Own your story," and I kudos to that statement. Um, I have to tell you this, that as I stated earlier, there was a group of great people that I became family with, okay? With my church that I was a part of. And although I no longer attend that church, I'm still
Hmm.
family with
Family.
people from that church. And I love them, they love me. So I will say that I was able to get around loving people that loved God and loved people. I was able to be who I was and not feel judged because it
Okay.
wasn't about the religion, it was about the spirituality of my growth.
Okay.
Um, my family right now, I have to tell you, outside of the church, my family, which includes, of course, my internal family and
Hmm.
I have a small group of people that still from know me from my former days.
Hmm.
Um, Miss Hamilton, Mama Age from the Treasure Coast days, and you
Us, I tried to fill them shoes, but honey, they were too
stop
big.
it,
Okay.
stop it. You had
They
your
were too big.
own heels, boo. You had your own heels, okay?
No,
You did
I
that.
tried.
You
They
did.
were too big.
I know people were grateful for you, and even through my time there, I must say that there are a few people I can count on one
Mhm,
that still, and I believe one is on this call. Um, I have some great friends that I can say I may not see them every year, every day, but when I call, I know that they're going to answer.
okay.
So um, it's hard to trust after
Mhm.
significant.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I
Mhm.
will not deny that my circle is very small.
Okay.
Um, I would not deny that I had to become what I do believe I was even before I was around a bunch of people because I'm around you know, people sometimes and I feel so introverted. And they will tell me, well, you're extroverted. No, I think that I'm a extroverted introvert at times.
Okay.
I love being alone sometimes, not lonely, but alone. I get into great I have fun with myself, believe it or not. I do have fun with my spouse. My husband and I are always everywhere.
We see you. We see you. Good Lord. I love it though, because love is hard to find, and when you just really love somebody naturally, go for it, honey.
And I know it's no perfect, there's no perfect marriage. Trust me.
None. None.
Okay. We get on each other's nerves. I know he'll probably say, yes, honey. But at the end of the day, we remembered why we're together. Um,
Right.
so I must say that my therapist was also very good, even though I don't see my therapist anymore because I have a bike. I'm a biker chick now. Well, triker chick.
I
Yes,
see you bite.
I love getting on my wind therapy. So,
Okay.
um, I'm working through, sis. I am. I'm still having, a lot to do. I still got to work on me. I'm not done. It's not over. I just
Okay.
celebrated a 52nd birthday last week.
Whoop, whoop.
Um,
I know.
I'm 25 in my
Yes, you are.
I'm not, Social Security in 10 years, what? I don't even know what that feels like. No, baby, I got things to do. Uh,
Yes.
I'm living life now. I'm
Yes.
living finally
Yes.
in a world where I don't care what
Okay.
other people think.
Yes.
So that's helping me, if that makes sense.
Yes, it is. It
I
really does.
I live transparently for me. I live with intention. I
Okay.
live with deliberate, um, if I'm making sense here, I live every day deliberately trying to find another way to make myself better. I'm not perfect. I
Okay.
will make people may still get mad at me,
Hmm.
but I'm able to apologize if I feel like I can do that, if I felt it was necessary. I wanna talk about it. There used to be times that I wouldn't talk. I would
Okay.
shut down. Um, it's the how you do things. It's
Right.
how do you make relationships work? Because not every ship is meant for you. Not every ship is meant for you. Friendship,
I know. I I know. And the word relationship requires two or more. It's not a one-sided thing, but the problem we have as humans is that we don't always know how to communicate
yeah,
with each other
yes,
to foster that relationship that works for both sides or
I
side or sides.
I agree.
And what we do is we pull back as soon as we feel like we're being jolted instead of communicating further. And everybody, what I found with the word friendship, and I'm not trying to, here again, this is your story, but what I found with friendship is people have different interpretations of what that word means. And a lot of people feel like if you don't go with their interpretation, then
That's
you're
right.
not their friend.
Exactly.
And the way I handle something, the way you handle something is totally different. If I want to retreat right now, that's just what I want to do right now. Let me retreat. I'm
Is
going to come back. If you understood me as a friend, you know I'm coming back. I just need to retreat. Just had a similar situation last week. I was digging into a friend and I said, whoa, let me step back because I don't know what this person got going on. And, everybody knows me. I can go at you hard, okay? I can go at you. And then I had to step back and say, I'm sorry, baby. Baby, I love you. When you come out of this, let
absolutely.
me know. But then the next day, I'm back on you because I also know that person's personality. As a friend, I know that person's personality. She want
Abs
me off her back right now. She don't want me off her back forever. I love you, Rebecca. So you can get on your soapbox and
There
talk
you
about
go.
me all you want to, Rebecca. I don't care. I love you, baby. And
There you go.
but I
There you
know
go.
her personality. I've been with her so long and she's been with me so long. But, you just have to let people breathe sometime. And a situation like this happened with us when we were younger. I do remember in college, Rebecca pulled away from everybody. I'm putting your story out there, boo. And I kept calling her. I kept calling her. I said, girl, what's wrong with you? Where you at? Leaving her all kind of crazy messages. It went on for like 4 weeks. I said, girl, where you
Really?
at?
Wow.
Where are you? And finally she said, do you realize I had to find out who were my friends. Yes, I still remember this girl because I was going to tear your behind up. She said, but I had to see who was my friend, who
I
were my friends. And you and this person, she named the other two people, the only people that checked up on me. The only people that consistently call, she said, I got every message. I saved every one of them. I heard every one of them. She said, but you, and then she said, so you and these two people are the ones I'm rocking with. Now, here, I'm not saying that is for anybody to think that I have a cape on, but it also could have gone a different way. I could have gotten busy myself and not called, and you would have thought horribly of me. But
Correct.
then at that point, shouldn't you, as a friend, call and say, hey, what's up with you? Instead of getting mad and dropping me. It
I
has,
It happens though. It
you
happens
know,
because it's that communication piece. It
yep.
is.
And it can mess up a whole lot of good relationships because we don't know how to communicate properly.
We don't. And sometimes we can misinterpret things.
There you go.
We, we may accuse when it's not necessary. And
Yep.
there are enduring relationships because, those are the relationships that we feel that we should be able to trust
Right.
with everything. And I must tell you, though, my eyes are just open a little wider, though, on this journey.
Okay.
And what I mean by that, sis, is that through my triumph, I have I have prayed, I have meditated for
Uh-huh.
my eyes to be very clear on things that trouble me.
Okay.
And one of which is I do have a problem with people hanging out with people they talk about. I'm just gonna say that. Sis, if I gotta talk about you to somebody, but then I'm out with you the next week, that's a problem for me. I would not. I'm sorry.
It is
I'm just
very but it's so true. It's so true.
if
But you
I'm
know what? We all flawed, y'all. We all flawed.
but we gotta get right. We gotta learn better. We have to do better. When you know better,
Yes.
you do better.
Yes.
If I feel
Yes.
like I have to talk about this person to
Yeah.
someone, but then I'm chopping it up and I'm toasting on the book or I'm going out, we we have to be mindful. It's how and what we say about somebody.
Right.
Um, I just really have opened my eyes to that in this
Okay.
season. Am I going to miss out on things probably that are not necessarily what it looks like?
Hmm.
I would if I don't talk about it. So
Right.
that's why it's important to bring it to the person that you feel that you can talk to. And if you can't talk about it, then it may not be the best and necessary relationship for you.
There you go. There you go.
That's the way I look at it. We should be able to tell each other. That's how we cope. That's how we learn from each other. That's how
You're
we
killing
grow.
me. You are killing me. You are killing me because you just segueing into the next questions, and I just. But you've answered. You put the recipe together already for resilience. But I just need you to give us the ingredients now in a cake that we can make. Okay, just give it to us in one cake.
Okay.
The recipe for resilience.
So y- you're going to have to I wish I could see who's laughing. I love the comments. And I
The
know
other
my
thing
girl
is
is on
Facebook
here.
users, my platform doesn't put your name. So if you're a Facebook user, please just put your name in the comment and
Asia
we'll
on
laugh
this
with you.
call because I love me some Asia, and I know that
That's Asia.
she'll chime in. Okay. So
I guarantee you that's Asia Elizabeth.
Asia Elizabeth, that's one of my peeps that
Yeah.
did her back, and we have our I would say affectionate way of communicating.
I
Uh,
told you that was Asia Elizabeth right there. I knew that's who that was.
okay, so my all right, hi Asia.
Recipe.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
my recipe for resilience. There are so many different platforms on resilience. Okay, first and
Okay.
foremost, I am a resilience coach. Okay, so I've done some work in getting my own way of understanding resilience and how I could help others. So I've done a lot of research in that, pursuing a I'm a learner, but anyway, pursuing another degree. But anyway, the 5 things that I know is important for my recipe and whether it can help someone else is that they have to become self-aware of themselves. So self-awareness. I could go into
Mhm.
a bunch of definitions, but I think we all get what that means.
Yes.
You have to be mindful. So mindfulness, you have to take time to work on your thought process. Okay. So being self aware, mindfulness, okay, whether that's including meditation or just going out there and breathing the sunlight, you are giving yourself a piece of mindfulness.
Okay.
Self care, let me tell you. And I'm not
Yes.
just talking about, you know, getting our hair done, our nails done, and
Yeah.
meditation. I mean, and I'm sorry, massages, because I do all
Mm.
of that as part
Yes.
of self-care. But self-care goes back to the question of avoiding people. Believe it or not, that's self-care because you're
Right.
caring for yourself on a whole level.
Hmm.
So you have to have that in your recipe, okay? You have to have positive relationships,
Okay.
right? That's going to help you grow, be honest with you,
Okay.
um, protecting your energy. You are also going to need in this recipe of resilience, you need to find your purpose. You need to find your purpose. That's the recipe that has helped me in a nutshell. Now, is that the perfect purpose? I mean, perfect recipe that may work for you? You may have other things in your cake, but I also sprinkle my recipe with some seeds, okay, that we've
Okay.
talked about. The connections, of course, which
Right.
goes to the positive relationships. I had to, of course, learn how to communicate, and I'm still learning how to communicate,
Mhm.
okay? And confidence, of course, comes with healing. When you've gone through tragedy, when you've gone through some form of trauma in your life, your confidence is going to be shaken. Your
Okay.
confidence is going to be questioned, and you have to work on that. So, those are my sprinkles on my cake. That's my icing. It's some good icing that's going to go on my cake, which
Okay.
was the recipe that I just gave you. So those are things that, and I, like I said, I could go into detail for all of them for the sake of time. Because, honey, I see we've been talking.
It's okay though.
We,
I don't care when I have something to talk about and not. There are people who may not watch the whole hour, but
yeah,
can jump in and dump out and get some sprinkles, get a few ingredients that you have talked about,
yeah,
and use that. And
yeah,
say, hey, I saw this lady on your show and she was talking about such and such. You know what? Just go back and watch the whole thing. She has a lot more to say. And
right,
then I know that she's going to have a full book coming out soon because I'm not going to let her not write this book. I don't care how long it takes you. Okay? I don't care how long it takes you. So you better get the book together. Hi, Miss Delphine. Your ears must have been burning because I was talking about you just 2 days ago. I said, honey,
hello,
I need to,
Delphine.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am, I need to run over to Fort Pierce. I need a haircut. I said,
baby.
my hairdresser in Fort Pierce is the bomb. I did. I told everybody. So if you get some people just run up in town, it's because I said so. I'm still talking about you, baby.
That's what I'm talking
Yes, I'm
about.
sorry. Okay, I just had to say that.
Hi,
Hey,
Delphine.
Delphine.
Very, very
Yeah,
sweet.
but
Has
the
always been
icing
very
is for
kind.
real. The
Yeah,
icing is for real, and you may have to let some people go. You can add those sprinkles on there. I'm all about what you just said. And
yeah,
if anybody had some pencil and paper or didn't have pencil and paper, when I finish with the notes with the show, I will add that ingredients. Oh no, I'm not. Miss Newton is going to go into the comments and add her um ingredients.
yes, yes,
So,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
okay.
I will. I am actually writing a self-help book
Well,
on
okay. Just
resilience.
let me know when it's coming out, and we'll be hopefully. No, ain't no hopefully. In a year, I'll still be doing this, and I'll have you back. By that time, I be done blew up so big. Who said
I'm
comedy?
coming.
Melissa Beason. No, just kidding.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I will come to
Okay,
whatever
baby.
event because we are going to be triumphant in the
Okay.
in the
Yes,
situation.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on here, and I promise you guys, if she comes out with a book, I will definitely have her back on here. And I just one little thing: if somebody's experiencing trauma,
Yes.
what advice do you give them before we go, baby?
Seek help.
Okay.
Okay. And I must say this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discouraging anybody to not go to their pastor and their church, okay? But your help may be more than the walls of that church.
Okay.
Your help. I'm a firm believer mental health services need to be in the church. Okay. There's more that should be in the church. But if you don't go to a church, if you're not a part of a church,
Mhm.
that may not be your resource. So seek help
Okay.
for healing first and
Okay.
foremost. And if you don't know how to, that trusted individual that is there for you could help you. I'm available. I put myself out there a lot, I know, and my husband has to remind me, okay, all right now, you some stuff you're gonna have to learn how to package. But if it's going to help someone show
Yeah.
for the help that they need and be open-minded to want to change. I had to want to change. I had
Mhm.
to want to stop frowning and looking so mean and angry all the time and mad because I felt lonely, but I was around a lot of people. I felt lonely. And it's like, I had to do some work. I had to say,
Right.
"Look, Melissa," I had to look in
Right.
the mirror and say, "You got to do something here. This is not their fault. It's you,
Yeah.
baby. You
Yeah,
got to
okay.
show up."
Okay. Okay.
Seek help for healing. That's the
Okay.
first step.
And no, and I'm gonna say this with no, please don't let me get beat up later or somebody try to run me over with their car or anything. But my African American community,
Yes. You are funny, girl. Going over.
we can definitely go see people.
Yes. Realistic.
My African American community, I want, and I'm talking about, first of all, my biological brother always talking about, I don't need to see nobody. Yes, you do. You probably the first ones need to see somebody. Okay. And I'm not gonna call your names, but everybody in my family know who y'all are. And if you're on my Facebook page, you know who I am, who they are as well.
I love
But black
you.
men,
I love you.
you definitely need some counseling. And
Yeah.
she is correct. It is not always your pastor because you need somebody who has a neutral stake in this, who doesn't, who sometimes don't know you. Because even though they say they aren't, they have biases. And I can say that, listen, my pastor at home is my cousin. And if my husband has walked in there and said something to him, he better go with my side or we're going to have problems. We gonna have,
I'm laughing because you are telling the truth, sis. I'm
so
laughing for the
that's why
sake of your just energy for this. Because
you need to go see somebody. And yes, I've had counseling. My husband has gone with me. And we have worked out some things. And what I like about the neutral counselor
yeah,
was showed fault in both of us, that we were neither one of us were perfect.
yes.
Okay, where areas where both of us could work on, but also showed us areas where we were both good together.
Come on.
So sometimes someone who knows you can't give you that unbiased conversation. So, for lack of terminology. So, I truly want all of our African American people out there to stop saying, "Oh, black people don't go to counseling." Like we all need to go to counseling.
It's
And I'm gonna tell you, like the counselor told me that when we went, this is what she said. She said the people that don't go to counseling are the people who need to go to counseling. She said healthy people go to counseling because you know that you have a problem. She
Correct.
said the unhealthy people don't go to counseling. So now this week, all of the counselors, you should get some added extra boost in your paycheck because
For real.
everybody don't use that first six free payments of their insurance,
For real. It's
and
free.
everybody need to go see somebody. You really do, because that makes a healthy relationship. Even if you don't go with your spouse, go and find out about you. Just have that unbiased listening ear to tell you, because the problem with friendship, and this is what I used to tell my daughters all the time, you
Mhm.
go to your friends to hear what you want to hear, and you come to mama to hear what you need to hear. And they hate that. You're so
Exactly.
mean. No, I'm not mean. I'm raw. I'm
Exactly.
raw. I tell you the truth, and the
Exactly.
truth hurts sometimes. And the
Exactly.
truth hurt me when the lady was talking to me. Some of the stuff she said to me, I was like, mm. But then when she got him, I was like, yeah, you know. But that's just us.
You were owning up to yours, and you were
Yes, I
owning
was.
up for you,
And
sis.
there's a lot of owning up to do when you become an adult.
Absolutely.
And when you don't own up to it, you're not an adult yet. Age is nothing but a number. It's
Nothing.
nothing but a number. And until you start doing some adult like things, baby, you are not an adult. But Miss Hamilton, honey, we are going to wait on the book.
Newton, Newton.
Oh, sugar ducky.
Oh my God.
Melissa, Mr. Newton.
I am so loving you right now because you know why? We have to laugh, and I get it, and he's fine. Trust me, it happens. I just needed you to let no stop. I needed
You
this.
said your husband. I'm apologizing like in my mind 6,000 times already.
It's fine.
Okay?
It's fine. It's
I
fine. And
have apologized 6,000 times in my head already. I apologize. I am so sorry. Mr. and Mrs. Newton, I love you guys. I am going to get off this show
we
before I
love
make
you.
another mistake and
Uh,
say that again. But on Wednesday Night Whispers, I
yeah,
am not whispering. I am no longer whispering because what she has said is the truth, and you guys have just got to rewatch this to pick up on all the hints and cues and everything she's talked about. She has held back a lot, and I know because I know the story.
I
But when the book comes out, you're going to be captivated. You're not going to want to put it down. So we are not waiting a full year. Get your butt in gear and get
yes,
that
ma'am.
book on the
Yes,
paper.
ma'am.
You hear me?
I am getting it done, and I know
Get it
it's
done.
overdue, and I will make sure that I keep you posted
Yes,
and
ma'am.
informed on the process. But I did hold back a lot, and it
She
was
did. She held back a lot. And you know, like I told her, I will feed off her energy. I know where she has gone and I know where she's going.
thank you.
So it's coming with a book in the future. So hurry up and get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, she's opening her own counseling service. It's coming soon. I don't know the name of it. I don't know where it's going to be located, but when she gets it ready, she is going to do it.
I
She'll be
love
back here to talk about it. And here's what I'm saying to you. Let nothing get in the way of your energy. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing. You
yes.
have too much to offer to hold back. You hear me?
I appreciate that, and I receive it, and I am so grateful for you for allowing me to have fun with you, but also tell a story to help someone tonight, and I mean that with
Thank
all
you.
honesty. Triumph after trauma, baby, because it can happen,
Yes.
okay?
Yes. I
Love
love you. Tell your husband I apologize. I will send him a
you.
cake or something in the mail. Okay. That says Mrs. Newton. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Love you guys.
All
Have a good
right,
night.
take
Bye.
care.
No more longer whispering.
All
Thank
right,
you.
honey.
Bye
Bye.
bye. And I can, guys, technical difficulties happen all the time. Okay. Bye.